everyone, and I want to do a shout out and thank the Milliken men under the direction of Dr. Brant Holmes for a great start. Welcome all of you to Milliken's annual Alumni Awards Dinner. My name is Gina Bianchi, class of 1993, and currently Vice President of Alumni Development. The memo, it's in the mail. I am so pleased to welcome you back home to Milliken's 18th Homecoming and Family Weekend. This is the first time we've merged the two. So thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be presenting our annual awards in just a little bit. So we have award recipients in the crowd, but we also have some other distinguished and honored guests. So if you can do a wave, if you're mentioned. So current or maritime members of our Board of Trustees in the audience tonight? There we go. There's one. Patrick White, President, and his wife Chris in the audience tonight. Provost Jeff Aper and his wife Sandy. My colleague's a member of Milliken's cabinet. There we go. Members of our Alumni Association Board. And the 2018 Student Homecoming Court. Always wanted to be a queen. I joke. And now as we prepare to enjoy this evening's meal, I'd like to pause for a moment and give thanks. Can we bow our heads? Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here safely tonight. Thank you for this opportunity to gather together with family and with friends, old and new. Be with us as we share our memories of the past, recalling those you brought into our lives to help us learn and grow. Tonight we celebrate those among us who excel in many ways, in their careers, in service to their communities, and in service to this institution and its mission. As we honor our special award winners this evening, grant us the wisdom and strength to use the gifts you have bestowed upon us in service to you and others. Lord, please bless those gathered here today and those who are with us in spirit. Bless our time together and bless the food and drink that we are about to receive from your bounty. Amen. Amen. Enjoy dinner, and I will be back with you after dinner. We would now like to acknowledge the School of Nursing Alumna of the Year, Dr. Jennifer Wolf Grenier, class of 2002. Jennifer received a bachelor's degree in nursing from Milliken in 2002 and went on to earn an MSN and later a doctorate in systems leadership. She has worked in the Rush University Medical Center system for 18 years and is currently the director of the Acute Inpatient Rehab Hospital and Medical Surgical Unit at Rush University Medical Center in Chicago. In addition to her impressive medical career, Jennifer has shown a further heart for service through her efforts to fight hunger and food insecurity across the state of Illinois. In 2015, she started the Surplus Project, which works to package surplus food from hospital cafeterias and donate it to local homeless shelters. The project has grown to encompass 10 organizations, providing more than 50,000 meals over the last 3 years. Jennifer was honored earlier today at the School of Nursing's annual Legacy of the Layup ceremony. Jennifer, on behalf of the Alumni Association, we offer our congratulations to you. Dr. White. Now joining me on stage is President White. He's our 15th president who has used his leadership to revitalize, reimagine, and build a solid foundation for growth and success for Milliken. I'd also like to invite Paul Leidy, class of 2004, who's currently the president of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, to the podium. Paul and President White will be presenting our 2011 awards.
As we continue our ceremony with the annual Alumni Awards, I would like to acknowledge any alumni in the audience tonight who have received an Alumni Award in the past. If you would, please stand. Alumni Award recipients are selected by the Alumni Association Executive Board based on the specific criteria outlined for each award, which you can find in tonight's printed program. It is my pleasure, as President of the Board of Directors for the Alumni Association, to present our Alumni Award honorees to President White. These accomplished individuals have made Milliken proud, and while I will only give a few highlights about each of the honorees, I hope you will take the time to learn more about their achievements as highlighted in the printed program. Would Brittany Dunson Soto, class of 2010, please come forward? The Young Alumnus of the Year Award is presented to alumni aged 35 or younger who have made notable achievements in a chosen field and who have given faithful service to Milliken University. The recipient of this year's Young Alumnus Award has discovered a passion for work in human resources and recruitment through her positions with such well-known companies as Google, Ernst & Young, and the Museum of Science and Industry. She is now a senior recruiter for Green Thumb Industries, a medical cannabis company based in Chicago. Brittany has used her expertise in HR and recruitment to help many Milliken alumni find employment. In fact, she has herself hired 16 alumni and has helped more than 30 others with their job searches by assisting with resumes, making calls, coaching, and consulting. We are pleased and proud that this young businesswoman has already shown such loyalty to her alma mater and to her fellow alumni. President White, it is my pleasure to present this outstanding honoree, Brittany Dunson Soto, class of 2010, for the 2018 Milliken University Young Alumnus Award. Thank you so much, Brittany. We're getting the flow, that's okay. Would Bill Haidu, class of 1953, please come forward? Okay, that's fine. I'm following the script, so it's okay. It's okay. So we're going to let Brittany do a couple quick remarks first, so my apologies. That's all right.
Thank you. This is not awkward at all. I will be very brief, and it's very simple. Oftentimes I talk to individuals who are not as active, and they ask, why do you keep going back to that? Why do you keep doing this, and why do you invest so much time? And I ask, why not? Like, I don't understand it. We don't see a lot of young alumnus in this room, right? And it's unfortunate, and I hope to empower more young alumni to come forth, but Milliken gave me so much by way of business acumen, entrepreneurial mind. This performance learning model is no joke, it's real, and it prepared me for who I am today. And because of that, it's easy to give back. So I'm very proud and honored. Was quite shocked, to be perfectly honest with you. But it just comes naturally, and why not do it? So I'm very humbled by this honor, so I appreciate it. So thank you.
So Bill is being recognized tonight with the 2018 Alumni Loyalty Award in recognition of his faithful support of Milliken, as well as outstanding community service. Bill has devoted his life to the teaching and creation of art in many forms. After beginning his career as a public school teacher, he joined the art faculty at Eastern Illinois University, where he taught for 29 years. He retired as Professor Emeritus of Art in 1995 after receiving the university's Distinguished Faculty Award, its highest faculty honor. He continues to create and sell pottery through his business, and his ceramic pieces can be seen in the permanent collections of galleries in Indiana, Pennsylvania, and Illinois. A faithful yearly donor to the Milliken Annual Fund, Bill also supports the university's art department and patron society. He's an active member and past president of the Coles County Art Association, serves as a director of the Charleston Church's Food Pantry, and also participated in the Presbyterian Church's relief efforts following Hurricane Katrina. President White, it is my pleasure to present Bill, class of 1953, as a recipient of the Milliken University 2018 Alumnus Loyalty Award.
Okay. Get it? Just come up to the
I want to thank the Alumni Association, Milliken, and Patsy for nominating me. I'm honored and humbled by this, and if it hadn't been for Milliken, I wouldn't be standing here, because it gave me the education to do everything that I have done in my life. Of course, being 90 years old, I've had a lot of time to do things. I grew up in Decatur and went to Decatur schools. And when I was in school, some of you have seen my badge. When I was a freshman at Milliken in 1949, at homecoming, we played carol. So I brought my badge. So I went to school in Decatur, and when you graduated from high school, when I was in school, you thought you'd end up working at Staley's or Mueller's or Hudai Hershey or the Wabash. And as an art major, none of those thrilled me too much. I had one high school teacher that suggested maybe I ought to go to college. But it was 3 weeks from graduation. I hadn't even thought about college. I didn't know how you applied for college. I hadn't saved any money for college, even though Milliken's tuition, I think, was $160 a semester. I had a friend that was going to join the Navy, and I went to the recruiting office with him, and while he was talking, I talked to the Marine recruiter, and he told me that 3 years in the Marine Corps, and I had 48 months of school on the GI Bill because the war hadn't officially ended. So 8 days after graduation, I was in Parris Island Marine boot camp. And when I got to Milliken, my eyes really opened, because here were people that were going to be doctors, lawyers, businessmen, teachers that I hadn't even thought about. And so I'm just overcome by what I've been able to accomplish, and it's been because of the education I got at Milliken. And besides that, I got a bonus. I met the girl that I was married to for 63 years.
Would Bill Lay, class of 1971, please come forward? Bill is being recognized tonight with the 2018 Alumni Merit Award. This award recognizes those individuals who have distinguished themselves in their profession in such a way as to reflect credit upon themselves and Milliken, and this alumnus has certainly done that. Bill Lay graduated from Milliken in 1971 and joined the Air Force, where he served with honor for more than 3 decades. After a career that included traveling the world with the Secretary of State, acting as a lead negotiator during talks between 4 nations, and serving as Deputy Director of NATO's Joint Warfare Center in Norway, Lay retired as a Major General in 2004. He then moved to the private sector, serving as an account manager and operations manager at Science Applications International Corps. When SAIC split, he became Senior Vice President of Ethics, Compliance, Policy, and Governance, and later Chief of Staff with Leidos Holdings Incorporated, and he retired from Leidos in 2014 after spearheading and serving the company through a merger that doubled its size. President White, it is my honor to present Bill Lay, class of 1971, a distinguished recipient of the 2018 Alumni Merit Award.
Well, Gail asked me not to do this. Gail has been with me for 48 years, and we met at Milliken, so that was the best thing.
Of the Alumni Merit Loyalty Award in recognition of his commitment and dedication to Milliken, as well as distinguished work in his field. As the founder and president and CEO of Gen Ox Transportation Incorporated, Kevin Matthews oversees the daily operations of one of the country's largest transporters of industrial gases. Founded in 2001, the company now has a fleet of more than 300 trucks and nearly 400 employees. Kevin credits Sharon Alpe, founder of Milliken Center for Entrepreneurship, with helping to spark his entrepreneurial spirit. In 2015, he was a recipient of the Tabor School of Business Excellence in Entrepreneurship Award for exemplifying the best in entrepreneurial thought and action. Kevin has given back to his alma mater in many ways. He and his wife, Lisa, have visited campus several times to speak with students and faculty about starting and running a business. They are also generous supporters of the Milliken Annual Fund and have established the Matthews Family Entrepreneurship Fund, an endowed fund that provides support for the Center for Entrepreneurship and the Tabor School of Business. President White, it is my pleasure to present Kevin Matthews, class of 1990, as a recipient of the Milliken University 2018 Alumni Merit Loyalty Award.
I have a phone with me because I got my wife couldn't make it tonight, but she's here. So, I don't want to embarrass her, but.
Hi, Lisa.
My name's Lisa. Thank you, President White. And thank you very much, Paul. Thank you to the Alumni Association, and thank you to the faculty and students. They're outstanding here. I also want to thank my Lord and Savior. So it's a tremendous honor and recognition. My time here at Milliken, I had a lot of fond memories. And most of what I remember are specifically 4 professors that I had. And, Dr. Liberatory, Rick Bibb, Dr. Jim Watson, and Sharon Alpe. Hey, Sharon. These were the professors that had the most positive impact on me. And Sharon, I just want to say thank you. She can't be here tonight either, so for how they've helped me out. I've learned more, or just as much outside the classroom talking with my professors as I did inside the classroom. I love the fact that they were very accessible and really pushed, our thinking outside the box. When I was told I was going to receive this award, I started thinking about Milliken University, and I thought, well, look at the history again. So I looked at the history, I found a few things that was kind of interesting. I learned that James Milliken and I share the same birthday, on August 2nd. I think he's like 120 years older than I am. Something else I thought was interesting too, that you were at Wabash College. James Milliken spent brief time at Wabash College. Do you remember him? Was he a good student?
He's beyond my time a little bit.
But the one thing when the Millikens, Mr. and Mrs. Milliken, when they started Milliken University, the main vision is a very simple vision. It embraced the practical side of learning. And I think if they were here today, they'd be extremely proud of where Milliken is at. And I think they would agree that you've exceeded their vision and how you run the school. You get a tremendous education. Both my wife and I, we were, we want to make a difference in people's lives, not just our employees, but other people, beyond themselves. And we have a passion for that, whether it's spending time, giving of knowledge, or finances for sure. But, and my wife reminds me lovingly, frequently, it's not all about you. Okay, she's okay. So that's, at work we have an employee, for instance, I got a lot of employees, but one employee in particular, he was an individual that had a traumatic experience in high school, lost one of his parents in a bad car wreck, and life went a little different for him. And so he needed a job. He was maybe 22 years old at the time. Didn't have a driver's license and long hair. He didn't come very prepared for a job interview, but I still saw something in him. So I said, "Tell you what, I'll give you a chance and put you on probation." And so when he came to work on the next Monday, his hair was short, clean cut. He dressed up, and we started working with him. He had low self-esteem, and so over time we built him up. Helped with his self-esteem, got to the point where he had the courage to go get a driver's license to overcome his traumatic event when he was younger. He got to the point where he could live on his own, support himself, and now he's going to school. So now he's been with us 6 years. He's a senior in college right now, working for us full-time at the same time. Great student. It was a diamond in the rough, and we got several stories just like that. We just have a real passion and a heart for people. So, and I think that mimics what it's like here at Millikan. When I talk to staff, faculty, management, they all really want you young people, the students, they want to be like you, Brittany. They want you to be beyond yourself. They want you to be successful. And we all want you to be successful. That's why my wife and I and others in this room invest in your future. We want to make a difference. We want you to achieve the goals that you have in mind, whatever those goals are. So I'm proud of you, Brittany, for being a young person coming back and saying things you are and have the passion. And I hope other young people get the same thing. People are very fortunate. I came here to Millikan. Nice school, nice property, nice grounds. Came to look at this facility. What an amazing, you got private rooms for meetings, you got study areas. And the main thing I really liked was that brick oven pizza. I don't think they've ever had a brick oven here until, 1901. Back when I was here, it was either a Red Robin in your own oven or Domino's Pizza. So you guys are lucky. But in closing, I just want to challenge the students in the room. You're going to go out and build a career, you're going to build a family, and I just want you to think beyond yourself and make it, at some point, just that you want to make a difference in somebody's life. And I just challenge you on that. So, God bless you.
And now, for the presentation of our last award, I would like to welcome Dr. Patrick White to the podium.
Thank you, Paul. Such a pleasure to be here tonight to honor these outstanding alumni and to hear in their words and their voices what Millikan has done for them and what Millikan has done through them. By transforming their lives, they've changed the lives of so many other people. This is what this university does, and we should all take pride in that. And in the achievement of the men and women we honor tonight, we see, and a phrase I use a lot, we see our best imagination of Millikan shining forth. And for us to learn from, to understand, and continually keep thinking about what is our best imagination of Millikan and how can we help that achieve. And now it's time to present our final award of the evening. Would Gary Workman, class of 1965, please come forward? Gary Workman is the recipient of the 2018 Alumnus of the Year Award. This award recognizes service to the university during the past year, as well as continuous service throughout many years. The Alumnus of the Year Award is the highest alumni honor presented by the university. Gary Workman graduated from Millikan with a degree in business administration in 1965. He says he chose Millikan because of the outstanding reputation enjoyed by the university's business program, and also because, as a Decatur resident, he could live at home and work part-time while attempting to help pay his tuition. So in 1962, he took a part-time job at the local United Parcel Service facility. That job not only helped pay for his education, it also opened the door to an impressive, and that's understating it considerably, business career. After starting as a part-time package handler, he worked his way up through the ranks and retired from UPS in 1995 as a senior internal auditor. But Gary's idea of retirement was a bit different than most folks. That's when he really became particularly active in his service to Millikan. Now a trustee emeritus, he was a member of Millikan's Board of Trustees from 2002 to 2005. Years of some difficulty. Serving as chairman of the audit committee. He returned to the board in 2008, come back for more, and served through 2017 for a total of 12 years on the board, during some times of great challenge and enormous change. In appreciation of his faithful support and service, he was recipient of an Alumni Loyalty Award in 2006. In addition to devoting his time and business acumen to the university, Gary has consistently been an extremely generous financial supporter of Millikan. He and his wife Judy's faithful contributions to the Big Blue Club and the annual fund have been appreciated for many years. He has also been an enthusiastic supporter of special projects here at Millikan, especially to improve our athletic facilities. To mention just one example, the renovation of Frank M. Lindsay Field, completed in 2014 with the laying down of turf and new lights and a new track. This major project benefited greatly from Gary Workman's generosity and guidance. As many of you know, in March 2017, we celebrated the opening of the new on-campus home of Big Blue Softball. Woo! Let's hear it, okay? We're very pleased about that. The Workman family softball field was made possible by a $2 million gift from Gary and his wife Judy. If you haven't attended a softball home game, I encourage you to put that on your calendar for next year. The team is very proud of this beautiful facility, and rightly so. And what is more, the entire faculty and staff and townspeople attend games in the softball field. Sometimes only staying for a couple innings, but it enlivens and enriches our life as an institution. The team is very proud, as I said, of this beautiful facility. During that first season in 2017, the Workman family softball field brought special magic to the team. That year, our team won the regular season conference championship, and during that season, won every single home game on the Workman family. Our baseball program will welcome a new on-campus facility. Once again, thanks to the Workman family. Their generous $4 million contribution. I remember the day Gary called me about that, and the first one was a pretty big surprise. But we had talked to Gary and Judy about this. He calls me up and he says, Pat, it's Gary Workman, and I want to give, Judy and I decided to give $4 million for the baseball field. And I said, I'm a very calm person, you all know this by now. So I'm doing a little Kermit the Frog on the telephone, and I said, yeah, Gary, did you say did you say $4 million, or did you say you wanted to give money for? I wanted to be real clear on this. And Gary, ever the auditor and accountant, said, Pat, I said for, F-O-U-R. Then he said, that's how much you need, isn't it? And in that, I think we see Gary's devotion and generosity to the institution. What is it that we need? What does Millikan need to achieve the kind of greatness that we know is a part of what we should be about? And this impressive gift led the way for the construction, which has already begun, on this impressive new ballpark, with additional gifts of $500,000 each from Gary's fellow emeriti trustees, Mark and Bob Staley, and from trustee Tom Harrington and his wife Cordia, who are proud and happy to lead and then join with Gary and Judy in this gift. These major league improvements in Millikan athletics not only serve MU sports and make a difference in recruiting athletes, they send a signal to everyone who drives by and comes to campus that Millikan is on the move. Prospective students and their families, whether they care about softball or care about baseball, see that MU is a place that provides the best possible facilities for our students to do what? To perform their excellence. Gary, you have become one of the most committed and generous alumni in Millikan's long history, and an extraordinary leader who has made an enormous difference for your alma mater. So it is with sincere appreciation for your leadership, generous support, and thanks for your friendship and guidance to me as a president, and for your continued loyalty that I proudly present the 2018 Alumnus of the Year Award to you.
I would like, first of all, to thank the Alumni Association Board, Alumni Development Staff, President White, and the Board of Trustees for this award. I attended Millikan for 5 years, from 1960 to 1965, 2 years as a full-time student and 3 years as a part-time student. My field of study was business administration with an emphasis on accounting. My working career covered 33 years with United Parcel Service in accounting, auditing, personnel, and industrial engineering. I retired from UPS in 1995. Served on the Board of Trustees for 12 years and finished my term of service 1 year ago. My wife Judy and I live in Omaha, Nebraska, and subscribe to the weekly Decatur Tribune, which I hope some of you subscribe to keep in touch with what was going on in Decatur. While on the Board of Trustees, my main concern, especially during the summer, was how many students who expressed interest in attending Millikan would actually end up as students here when school begins. And as Board of Trustees, that was one of our main concerns. I mean, you get a certain number of people, students who say they're coming, but they don't always end up in school in September. In last week's Tribune, there was a very encouraging article about the number of students enrolled and attending Millikan for this school year. There are 2,001 undergraduate students, I guess to be exact, 2001. And there are a record 95 international students from 30 countries, which is amazing. 33% of the fall first-time class is coming from outside of Illinois, which is a 7% increase, and indicates that Milliken's reputation is continuing to grow. The final statistic in the Tribune said that 99% of Milliken graduates gained employment or continued their education within 6 months of graduation, which is an outstanding number. These statistics to me are an indication that Milliken is continuing along the path of success. So I'm very happy with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Heartfelt thanks to the Workman family as well. And I'd like to thank you personally and other alumni award winners for everything you've done and continue to do for Milliken University. And now, would you please join me in one final round of applause for all of our 2018 alumni. We celebrate tonight are models for giving their time, treasure, and talents back to Milliken and the community. We hope you will join them in supporting the good works of this university and pay it forward so that future generations can realize their dreams of a Milliken education. At this time, I'd like to remind you all, our award winners, to proceed to the area at the room to the right, so over here. And we will take some individual and group photos. Please bring your plaques. Families, friends, you're welcome to join them as well. To all of you here tonight, thanks for joining us back on campus, this beautiful space that's the University Commons, and a special thanks to those who nominated tonight's outstanding awards recipients. Each year, our Alumni Association Board is continually impressed to read about the accomplishments of our alumni who are nominated for these awards. But we wouldn't be aware of many of their good works without your input, so thank you for sharing your nominations and information. Just keep them coming. Lastly, a quick reminder that the Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony and brunch is on Sunday at noon. Additionally, the award recipients and the Athletic Hall of Fame inductees will be recognized on the big screen during tomorrow's 6:30 football game against Carroll. So come out and support the Big Blue. And be sure to sample some of the many, many other activities being offered during this homecoming and family weekend. Thank you again for joining us tonight and have a wonderful weekend. Good night and go